11th standard English. Students, now we are going to learn about Unit 3 poem, Lines Written in Early Spring. Lines Written in Early Springs, written by William Wordsworth. Okay, so the author of this poem, William Wordsworth. Just before we see this poem, just let us learn about the author. So William Wordsworth, 1770 to 1850, was a major English poet who, with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, helped to launch the Romantic age in English literature with their joint publication. So that's a joint publication, English literature, Lyrical Ballads. Wordsworth was Britain's poet laureate from 1843. Wordsworth was Britain's poet laureate from 1843. Until his death, he was popularly known as nature poet. He was popularly known as a nature poet. Some of his famous poems are Daffodils, The Solitary Reaper, To the Cuckoo, The Tables Turned, Lines Composed a Few Miles Above Tyneside. The best poem. Okay, so what he has given, Daffodils and Solitary Reaper, The Cuckoo. So okay, he is a naturally poet. Okay, just let us learn about this poem here. I heard 1,000 blended notes. So actually, lines written in early spring. The previous early spring, the author has written this poem. That's author's William Wordsworth experience. His own experience through this poem, he has given it. I heard 1,000 blended notes. I hear, so author William Wordsworth. Okay, he heard 1,000 blended notes. The blended, so thousands, number of sounds I have here. While in a grove I sat reclined. While in a grove, which means a small area of land. When he was sitting in small area of land, just he had observed one sound. And also, I sat, S-A-T, that old English, S-A-T, sat, sit, sat, the past tense. I sat reclined, which means lean back in position of rest. Lean back in position of rest, he was sitting, and then he had observed one sound, thousands of sound. In that sweet mood, when pleasant thoughts, in that sweet mood, when he was listening, when he was observing time, it gives a pleasant mood. Actually, in this poem, talking about only nature. So, author has given about the nature. So, how did he enjoy this nature? So, that's through this poem we can understand this. So, lines written in early spring, the title. Brings sad thoughts to the mind in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts. In sweet mood with pleasant thoughts, brings sad thoughts to the mind. So on that time, even that sad thought also it came. So who said? William Wordsworth experience. Brings sad thoughts to the mind, to his mind. To her fair works did nature name. To her fair, F-A-I-R, fair, the beauty of the nature, he liked. So he was sitting and observed, and he liked the nature, the beauty of the nature. Okay, to her fair works. So what is the fair works, the nature works, the beauty of the nature works, did nature links. This is naturally links, nature link. The human souls that through me ran. The human soul, the human, each and every human soul, the human soul that through me ran. And much grieved my heart to think. Much grieved, which means to feel intense sorrow. It feels intense sorrow, sad. Okay? And much grieves, intense sorrow, my heart to think. Okay, while I was sitting on that time, the spring season time, just that sad thought, intense feel sorrow also it came. Okay, but actually he liked to observe the nature. So okay, and that time the bad thought, the sad thoughts also it came to him, the Wordsworth, William Wordsworth. What man has made of man? The man what he has thought to other man, so it replied from others. What man has made of man? So okay, just again I repeat the first two stanza here. I hear the thousands blended notes, while in a grove I sat reclaim. In that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind, to her fair works with nature link. The human soul that through me ran. The human soul that through ran me. So that ran is my mind, so human soul's author's experience. And much grieved, sorrow feel. Much grieved my heart to think. My heart was thinking, what man has made of man? The human beings, what he has made of the human. Another one, man. So that's what man has made of man. So okay. So here, next third and fourth stanza. Through primrose stuff in that sweet bower. So, through primrose stuffs in that sweet bower. Through primrose. What is the primrose? A wild plant with yellow flowers. Okay. And tufts, bunches, groups. The yellow flowers, the group of yellow flowers in that sweet bower. Bower which means shady under the tree. Okay. So bower which means a pleasant shady under the tree. Periwinkle tried its roots. Periwinkle which means here a tiny plant with large blue flower. Large blue flowers. So that is, what is that? Periwinkle tried its wreaths. Wreath which means an arrangement of flowers. Arrangement of flowers, that is wreaths. And it's my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes, and the birds enjoys the air it breathes. And it's my faith, the author's experience here. So what he has said, it's my faith. What is my faith? No. That every flowers enjoys the air. Every flowers that enjoy. So that author William Wordsworth here. So what he has given here. So comparing, and every flowers enjoys their life and breathe. Enjoys the air to breathe. The bird around me hoped and played. So around me, surrounding me, around me, the birds came and played. The thoughts I cannot measure. Their thoughts, the birds around me hoped and played, but their thoughts, the birds' thought I cannot measure. I cannot measure, but the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. But the least motion, that shaking, that moving, so everything I would observe, so I can realize the birds feel what it feels. But here finally, it seemed, how it seemed, a thrill of pleasure. Okay, so everything is thrill of pleasure, happiness. This natures, everything is about this natures only author has given here. Okay, just you have to read this poem again. And through primrose tufts in that sweet bower. Through primrose, what I have said, a wild plant with yellow flowers. Tufts, what I have said, tufts, bunches, groups. The group of yellow flowers in that sweet bower, sweet shady under the tree. The periwinkle tried its wreaths. Periwinkle, here a trailing plant with large blue flowers, that is periwinkle. Periwinkle tried its wreaths. Wreath means an arrangement of flowers. And it's my faith that every flowers, what I had faith. So every flowers taking the breath and enjoys that breath. The bird enjoys the air we can breathe. And the bird around me hoped and played. And the birds also came around me, played and roaming. Okay, so everything it was enjoy. He observed. William Wordsworth observed. Their thoughts, the bird's thoughts, I cannot measure. Really, I cannot measure the bird's thought. But the least motion which they make, the least motion, but I can observe where it is go and come. So whether I can easily identify that I was enjoying the birds and flowers, the beauty of nature, everything. It was very nice. Who's it? Author William Wordsworth. But the least of motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. This is a thrill of pleasure. Okay, who's that? The finally William Wordsworth. So he has given some wonderful these poems, the lines written in yearly spring. Okay, so what we have learned this poem is author's experience. So author, what he had observed the beauty of nature, he had given this through this poem. Everything, flowers and nature, flowers and birds. Okay, so this is a real experience of his life. Once upon the time he was sitting on the nature one side. So here lean one side he was sitting and he would observe the flowers and birds. Okay, and the shading. The sweet borrow, so here, so sweet borrows, that the sweet shady place, under the place, that is we can use here. And it's my faith that every flowers, and finally he has faith that every flowers here enjoys the air. So every flowers enjoys the air, it breathes, and the flowers also it breathes. So they compare it. So normally the human beings only can breathe, and birds and animals, but flowers also breathe. They are enjoying the nature. Who's that? William Wordsworth. Okay. So thank you, students.